right, let's hit the field.
All right.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Today is Saturday, August 31st, and it was another tough day for Will Warren in his 5th career start. Plus, the Yankees' struggles with runners in scoring position continue, but could they make a late comeback? My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Welcome to the New York City.
Pinstripe Territory.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
Yikes. That is not what you want. That is not what you want, everybody. We had a pretty tight game here in game 136. Some late drama at the stadium. Big pinch hit double by Giancarlo Stanton. Just missed a grand slam. Dramatic 9th inning double by Juan Soto to set things up. The Cardinals walked Aaron Judge in a big spot. And the rookie Austin Wells got a chance to be the hero, but came up just short today. Some shaky defense, some missed opportunities, and that was the difference. Yankees dropped the middle game of this series. I was pretty excited to see that Oswaldo Cabrera was in the lineup at first base today. We've been suggesting that in recent weeks. Hopefully Aaron Boone is coming around to the idea that DJ LeMahieu is washed. Oswaldo got kind of screwed, I thought, there in the 9th inning pitch clock rule. It looked like he hustled back in the box and was getting ready to hit, but the umpire had no choice but to call him out on a pitch clock violation. It's not the way you want to go. If he gets on base there, maybe it's a different ending. We had Austin Wells back in the lineup, day game after a night game, which is somewhat unusual for a catcher, but he's done it a few times this year. He ripped a double. He picked up a single against the lefty in the 8th. He also made a throwing error and struck out to end the game. Will Warren had absolutely nothing on the mound today. Absolutely nothing. He was atrocious. Yankees missed some opportunities with runners in scoring position in the middle innings and just did not have enough to get it done today. Also worth noting, down on the farm, Scranton Wilkes-Barre is winning big. 2 potential call-ups, both Peraza and Jason Dominguez, hit home runs in that game. So we'll see how the roster looks tomorrow. There's going to be some additions. We'll find out in the morning. But let's talk about Will Warren because he does not belong in the major leagues. I said last time that he pitched that he was not ready. And sorry, I got an itch on my leg. That was bad. I said last time that he was not ready for the big leagues. And we've graduated from not ready to he just stinks. I mean, get his ass out of here ASAP. A lot of hard contact, dicey command, lets the innings spiral out of control. Doesn't have a strikeout pitch, in my opinion. He's got a decent sweeper, but he doesn't command it well enough. I looked at the box score after his rough 3rd inning today, and it was over 10. I mean, he went on and he threw another scoreless inning after that, but you just can't keep running this guy out there if you're trying to, win a pennant here. I'm sorry. I mean, he's just clearly not ready for the major leagues. Now, we do have Clark Schmidt coming back. They're trying to build up his innings. There was some talk that, maybe he'll make one more rehab start. Forget it. Put him in the major leagues. Let him, I don't care if he throws 4 innings next time. Let him pitch in the major leagues. Maybe he'll be efficient. Maybe he'll get 5. But he's ready to join and give us some quality innings. The problem with Warren is he just puts you into too big of a hole too early in the game. Ump was not great for either team, honestly. I see a lot of people complaining about the way that the ump was calling things against the Yankees. The Yankees picked up some pitches too. It was not a great day for the umpires, for sure. But the Yankees had their opportunities to win this game regardless of the umpires, and that is the truth. Anyway, it will not shock me if Warren gets sent down tomorrow when the rosters expand and the Yankees get somebody else up here. There is some talk about possibly some bullpen help coming. Scott Efros could be headed up. He is one of the contenders to take that, bullpen spot. I think there's several candidates that could get called up. I'm not sure they're going to select Efros, but I wanted to kind of talk about him because we haven't seen him in a while. I think they're going to call up Dominguez. We've talked a lot about Dominguez. The other player that I think that they will call up will be a pitcher. So one offensive player, one pitcher. And Efros is a serious contender. He was one of the guys that the Yankees picked up in the 2022 trade deadline flurry of deals. And it was crazy. Of all the guys that Cashman acquired, they all had surgery within like 6 months. You had Benintendi, Efros, Montas. Montas I think was the following spring, but Trevino. It was crazy how cursed that trade deadline was. Anyway, with the Cubs and Yankees in his career, he's thrown 71 and a third innings. He's got a WHIP of 1.04 and an ERA of 2.78. So he's solid. He keeps the ball in the ballpark, just 5 home runs allowed, 80 strikeouts, and 16 walks. So that's a 5-to-1 strikeout ratio. He throws strikes. He's had 2 surgeries since the last time he pitched. Obviously, he had the Tommy John surgery, and then in February when he was coming back, he had a back injury that required surgery. So there's been some concern about his pitch effects and how his stuff was reading. It looked like it had taken a dip when he was first coming back and rehabbing. But everything that I've heard recently is that it's getting back to normal. So I think he could be a nice option. So far this season in the minor leagues, he's thrown 27 innings, has 26 strikeouts, and 6 walks. Hitters are batting just .218 against him. So he would be my pick for the bullpen possibly. And then obviously you've got some other arms coming when they're ready to start. Clark Schmidt, Cody Poteet, going to be ready in the next week or so. And they will take over roster spots for somebody. Anthony Rizzo's coming back soon. He'll probably take over for Ben Rice. So a lot of moving parts. And finally, on a day that was kind of negative in both the way that the Yankees played and the ending, I wanted to end with something positive. I wanted to talk about Jazz Chisholm because he had another very good day today. He had 3 hits, and I like him more every time I watch him. He had productive outs in back-to-back days. He's getting runners over from second to third, by just hitting the ball the right side. That's the old-fashioned Yankees baseball. That's the way they played. He's hitting over 300 since coming to the Yankees. He had 13 home runs with the Marlins in 101 games. He's already got 9 in 22 games with the Yankees. So there's definitely some power that's being unlocked. And I think he really could hit 30 home runs as a Yankee next season. Question is where he's going to be in the infield. Will he be at third base? Will he be at second base? We saw him out there taking infield practice yesterday at third base. He's made no issues about being moved around between positions, but I'm sure that he wants to be in a spot where he can, stay for a while. To me, that's probably second base next year if Gleyber Torres leaves, but I like that he's putting in the work this year to get better for the playoffs. He's definitely a work in progress for sure. But you know what? I love what we're seeing so far from Jazz Chisholm. He'd be the type of guy that I'd be fine giving an extension to. I want this guy around. He's a player. Didi Gregorius vibes, always seems to be in a good mood, has a good attitude. He hustles. He plays hard. I got to say, this was a nice pickup, and I'm a big fan so far of what we've seen from Jazz Chisholm. All right, we'll get to the recap in just a second, but first, a quick word from our sponsor.
We're busy. You're busy. And figuring out food all the time is a hassle, especially when you're trying to eat right. Fuel up with Factor's no prep, no mess meals.
Meet your wellness goals thanks to the menu of chef-created meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor features fresh, never frozen meals, dietitian approved, and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great-tasting meals.
Treat yourself to restaurant-quality meals that feature premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, and salmon. With 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, you'll always have new flavors to explore.
Head to factormeals.com/FOUL50 and use code FOUL50 to get 50% off your first box, plus 20% off your next month. That's code FOUL50 at factormeals.com/FOUL50 to get 50% off your first box, plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
All right, let's get to the recap. Both teams were quiet early. Bottom 2, Austin Wells, stay hot. Ripped one into the right field corner for a double. Second day in a row, as I mentioned, the Jazz Chisholm has had a productive at-bat. Hit a ground ball to second, got the runner to third after the leadoff double. And then for the second day in a row, Volpe got him in. Last night, the sac fly. Today, hard line drive. base hit to give the Yankees a 1-0 lead. Top three, Cardinals were all over Warren. Yankees did give the Cards an extra out. Botched double play by Anthony Volpe. He was kind of bobbling a little bit as he was trying to get the ball out of his glove and go to first base. His defense has been a little suspect the last few days. I'm not going to lie. I still have a ton of confidence in him. I still think he's one of the best shortstops in the league. But it's an indicator. Probably needs a day off. Obviously, Yankees go to Texas for a few days. Maybe you give him a break on this next road trip. His defense is typically great, but the last few days just been a little bit iffy. Arenado singled to tie the game, and then Brendan Donovan, a bat that the Yankees have had their eyes on for years, that a lot of you fans have talked about wanting to trade for, dropped a 3-run home run into the first row in right field. Only stadium in Major League Baseball where it would have been a home run, but you know what? Both teams play on the same field, and it giveth and it taketh away. Bottom four, Yankees put 2 men in scoring position with 2 outs, but Grisham struck out looking to end the inning. And it's amazing how many times the Yankees have had opportunities with runners in scoring position where it would have decided a game, and they just haven't come through. Base hit there, Yankees win this game. Bottom 5, Verdugo ripped a double to lead off the inning. Gave the Yankees another chance. If they get him in, it's a tie game. But Yankees did not get him in. Oswaldo struck out, Gleyber Torres popped out, and then Juan Soto lined out to second base. Soto hit the ball hard a few times today, just had the wrong launch angle. So top 6, Cards got back-to-back doubles off of Mark Leiter, who stinks. He now has allowed at least 1 run in half of his appearances since getting traded to the Yankees at the deadline. I don't know if he was as great a pickup as we thought initially. We looked at the swing and miss stuff, but all I see is a lot of hard contact, and if guys can lay off that splitter, or if that splitter is not working, he gets hit hard. Austin Wells threw one down the third baseline to make it 6-1. Sloppy, ugly day for the Yanks. Bottom 8, Gleyber Torres was trying to escape a rundown, and he was kind of going back into first base, and he kind of dove, but it wasn't really an intentional dive. It was more of a trip. He fell, and his left hand kind of got pinned under his body, and he was in obvious pain when he got up and in the dugout. He stayed in the game, but keep an eye on that one. Might cool him off at the plate. Yankees loaded the bases with 2 outs, and Anthony Volpe picked up a infield single to make it 6-2. Just a dribbler in the perfect spot, and he's too fast to get him. They tried to flip the third, but Oswaldo beat it out. And then Giancarlo Stanton came in to pinch hit for Trent Grisham. There was a lefty on the mound. They went to a righty. He swung at the first pitch, a down and away slider, and absolutely smoked it off the top of the center field wall. Just missed a game-tying grand slam by about a foot. 300th double of Giancarlo's career, though. Bottom 9, things did get interesting. Oswaldo Cabrera got called out on a pitch clock violation, not getting into the box quick enough. Looked to me like he was trying to hustle back in there. Horrible way to record an out in the 9th inning. Honestly, though, call could have gone on the pitcher, too, because, Helsey was on the back of the mound. The ump just happened to be looking at Oswaldo. Soto ripped a double with 2 outs, his first hit in 5 at-bats. That set things up for Aaron Judge as the winning run. As expected, they walked him to put him on first base. Not something you would typically do, especially with a guy behind him who's been swinging the bat pretty well, Austin Wells. You don't want to put the winning run on base, right? Because then, if Wells just rips one in the gap, game is over. He doesn't have to hit the ball out of the ballpark. He hits one in the left field gap that allows Judge to score from first. Yankees would win that game. But after a pretty solid at bat, he struck out, and the Cardinals even the series.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
You get nothing. You lose.
I thought the violation call was,
You're last.
I don't know, Bush League maybe? I guess he probably doesn't. They said he had a vibrating watch, the Dick Tracy watch that tells you when there's a pitch clock violation or when the pitch clock runs out. But I felt like at that point, you should have a little bit of license where if the hitter is clearly getting ready to hit and the pitcher is ready to pitch, you should, in the 9th inning of a 1-run game, you've got to, let the athletes settle this on the field. There's been games, though, I think, that have ended on pitch clock violations and stuff like that. It's tough to watch. I know a lot of the old school baseball fans hate it. I don't love it. I don't mind the pitch clock speeding up the game a little bit, but it's situations like this where it really grinds my gears. All right, let's take a look at Austin Wells. He had another multi-hit game. I want to take a look at his StatCast data. He's in the 72nd percentile now of batting run value, remains high in the fielding run value, 94th percentile. We look at the spray chart. Obviously, more power to the pull field. He does have a couple of opposite field shots. He's got an opposite field home run and a couple opposite field doubles, but most of his power is right center field. He can also turn on one down the line. He does spray line drives to left field, so that's good to see. Sweet spot, 72nd percentile. So basically the top quarter of the league in hitting the ball on the good part of the bat. That's why his xWOBA and his expected batting average and his expected slugging percentage are also high. And the walk percentage indicates a really, really good eye. He's also striking out at a better than league average rate, 57th percentile, and good at not chasing the ball out of the strike zone. But he does swing and miss a lot. I guess that's in the strike zone, just 33 percentile. His whiff percentage is not great. But if that improves a little bit, you see how hard he hits the ball and how much he barrels it up. I think he's just going to continue to get better. And then defensively, we look, the blocking is good, the framing is good, the caught stealing above average, or below average, and the pop time is about average. So I just thought we would take a look at Austin Wells. He's been in there the last couple of days. He's done some good things. I think he's really coming around. He's looking like one of the better catchers really in the American League. And I had a comment this morning because I've been talking a little bit about, well, maybe at some point they should consider first base for him. And I had a comment that was, he's so valuable as a catcher, why not leave him there? And I'm okay with leaving him there, but my thought was, I want his bat in the lineup more, right? And as a catcher, you see he's got 280 at bats, 329 plate appearances. That would be way higher if he was in the lineup every day. And because he's being a combination of platooned and rested because it's such a demanding position, it's cost him a lot of at-bats. But I think he might have an elite hit tool. So it's not out of the question at some point to move him off the position, I don't think. It's something the Yankees should consider. But for now, I'm good with it. But maybe in a couple of years, he makes the transition. All right, let's take some comments here.
What do you say?
Last Iconoclast says, so the trade deadline pickups have been abysmal again. I need some water. I wouldn't say they've been abysmal. Jazz Chisholm has done great. The pitching, no. De Los Santos already not on the team, and Mark Leiter obviously not doing great. So I wouldn't say that it's been abysmal. I'd say it's been hit or miss. JP says DFA DJ, DFA Verdugo. Verdugo did throw a runner out at home today to end a rally. Great throw, 20th outfield assist on the season. But, with the Martian coming up, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I want Jason Dominguez to get those opportunities. I think he's a better player, hitting over 300 in the minor leagues. Let's go ahead and pull up Jason's numbers because he did go deep again today. Now hitting .309 with a .368 on-base percentage and an .853 OPS. 8 home runs, 27 RBIs, and 15 stolen bases in 194 at-bats. So the Martian looking like the real deal. And I'm certain that he's going to be an excellent player. It's just a matter of whether or not they give him the opportunity. Let's take a few more comments here. Lori C. says, Leiter should buy a bowling alley and call it a day.
I'll be over here winning.
Scotto says Jazz has been solid, but besides that, yes, abysmal. I'll give you that. Jazz, though, 1/3 of the trades has been really good. 2/3 have been really, really bad. All right, let's wrap it up here. Reminder to like and subscribe. Helps other people find the channel. We'll be back with a voicemail show on Monday. Also, we got a post-game show tomorrow. Labor Day on Monday, but I'll still be doing a show in the morning, so tune in for that. And hopefully tomorrow we'll have Dominguez in the lineup. Maybe we'll get one more arm out of the bullpen, somebody who can get an out. We'll see. But thanks to all the members. You see them scrolling in your upper right. If you want to become a member, it's $5 a month. It's just a way to help support the podcast financially, help keep the lights on things like that. I love giving you guys these podcasts every single day, and I want to keep doing it, but we've got to kind of continue to fill the coffers on a regular basis to do that. Got to feed the beast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and give us a subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel. We're also on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media. Join the community, have some fun. We're here after every game. This is Pinstripe Territory.